Gotta get up early, nigga. Any nigga get up past 2 o'clock. It got no money on his mind. Always remember that. Any nigga who get up past 2 o'clock. If you get up past 2 o'clock every day, you 12, 13. By the time you 21, you ain't gonna be shit.
Shit, he really be motherfucking 10.
If you get up past 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock every day, by the time you 22, nephew, you ain't gonna be shit. Listen to me. I'm telling you.
JD Jimerson, shout out to myself. You tapped into the 5 a.m. club. What up, Blaze?
What's good? It's your boy, the Real Chief A1, who is the Real Chief TV on YouTube. Shout out to Bad Boy Blaze and the whole 5 a.m. club. Waking up and getting your mind right to start your day. Shout out to yourselves.
Yo, what up? It's DJ Cy Mill. You're now tuned into the 5 a.m. club. Shout out yourself. What up, Blaze?
Let's see. 4:59. Shit, looks like you're right on time for the 5 a.m. club. Come for the positivity. Stay for the game. Shout out, Blaze.
Good morning, and welcome to the 5 a.m. Club, the club that is dedicated to health, education, and the wealth of its members. It is only at this part of the show where I will attempt to speak really fast to sound like someone really cool, when in fact, I'm just a regular, ordinary person just like you. The remainder of the show, I will speak in my normal but deep voice, captivating women all over the world while giving men a modeled example of someone worth looking up to. So if you were previously uninformed, it stops tonight. Your clock is right. What are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. We at it today. Ebony. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Old City Kane. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Honey C. Good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Barry Beige. Very glad to have you here. Who's the Real Chief TV? Good morning and welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Miss Nina Pooh, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. I am your host. I am no ghost. This is the real deal. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And we're going to get right to it. Good morning. Good morning. Another day, another opportunity. Yes, it is another opportunity indeed. You got to spill on in here and let's do what we do. Special announcements. Are there any special announcements this morning? Any birthdays, anniversaries, anything that is special to you? It's most certainly special to us. So spill it out. It's Tuesday, the day after Monday. We all know how Mondays can be. It's the start of the week. How was Monday for you? How are you feeling this Tuesday morning? Barry Beige says one out of three workouts done for the week. Walked a mile after work yesterday too. Good job, Barry. He is still our activity leader around this camp. That's dope. That's dope. Miss Walker, another day, another opportunity. Yes, ma'am. It most certainly is. I can recall getting that statement from a very wise individual. And I most certainly believe in it. Another day, another opportunity. What are you going to do with your opportunity? How are you going to seize the day? What illustrious plans do you have for you? Let's talk about it. It's 5 a.m. Yeah, now. Y'all know what time it is, man. We got to get it going. We got to get them heart rates pumping. We got to get these juices flowing. We got to get these days going. They can't stay with us. They have to get moving forward, that is. All right. Yeah, y'all slide on in here. We're looking at. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Said Fish, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Glad to see you back. Yeah, we're definitely going to cover our routinely concerns here today. We discuss health, education, and the overall welfare of our members. Because if we don't do it, who will? Who will? All right. We've got the word of the day coming up here very shortly. We try to expand our vocabulary here. And no better time to do it than at 5 a.m. You have the whole day ahead of you to practice, to utilize vocabulary, words, and education that you've obtained at the start of your day. We'll also discuss a few health tips, tricks, and/or benefits. Because why not? You understand? Why not? All right, we'll also discuss finances. We'll talk about the things that save us a buck or two, or general ways that we can improve and increase our financial flow. You all know we need it. Yes, we do. What else do we cover here on the 5 a.m. club? We also cover all things good, all things positive. So if you have anything to show and/or say that is positive, we'd love to hear it. Spit it out. Spit it out. This is also the place where we like to discuss exceptional people in history. Because to understand the future, we must have knowledge of our past. And we all want to play the magical game of let's shape our future. Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that right? Yeah. So without further ado, our word of the day this morning, March 7th, 2023 is involute. Involute. Let's get it up here on the screen. Yeah, involute. There you have it. Present. Involute. Involute means to be involved or intricate. Involved or intricate. All right. So, any of you guys feel free to take advantage of utilizing the word of the day in the comment section. See where the word involute can be interjected, integrated in your conversation here and anywhere else. There would not be any sort of involute dialogue here with me in the 5 a.m. club. We're going to be straight and narrow. There will be no intricacies, no involute conversations. We will not get intricate. We will scratch the surface. And if you'd like to dig deeper, if you'd like to draw out some sort of involute scheme or plan based on the information that you get here, feel free. We encourage it. We encourage it. Yes, we do. So now that we have our word for the day, everybody take time, jot it down. I don't see any birthdays or special announcements. If you think of one during the show, feel free. Feel free to jot it down. We'd like to hear about it. Yes, we would. We'd like to hear about it. We'd like to hear from you. Good morning. So today's health conversation. Today's health discussion for the morning is the benefits of fermented foods. Fermented foods. And today's fermented food is kimchi. Me personally, I have a pretty broad palate. I like different foods. I like different cultures. I love it. Tastes good. If it helps you feel good, I love it. Vic Williams, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Glad to have you back. So today's fermented food of choice by yours truly is kimchi. Kimchi is a Korean dish, typically a side dish, but they use it for lots of things. And they use it in different levels or different stages of fermenting. If any of you guys don't know what fermenting is a chemical change. It's the chemical change in foods or certain things caused by the bacteria and yeast involved with the particular item in question. Kimchi is dope. Kombucha is trash, says Barry Page. I disagree. Love kimchi. And I also enjoy a cold beverage containing kombucha. Very good and helpful with digestion as is kimchi. One cup of cabbage-based kimchi, and there's all sorts of ways that kimchi is served, prepared, or arranged. But standardly, it's cabbage-based. 1 cup of cabbage-based kimchi contains fiber, iron, B vitamins, vitamin K, sodium. Yes, very healthy qualities. It can certainly help us out. Traditional kimchi is fermented cabbage, fermented fish, Korean chili pepper flakes, and whatever else you may add to suit your palate. But generally speaking, kimchi is made up of fermented cabbage, fermented fish, and Korean chili pepper flakes. Kimchi is also very gut friendly. Has an excellent source of probiotics, adding good bacteria to the body. We all know what good bacteria can do for us. We spoke of it yesterday. Our example yesterday of good bacteria was yogurt. Yogurt's still pretty high on the list. Yogurt. Enjoy a cup of good bacteria. Yogurt. Anybody else enjoy kimchi? Am I the only You know, typically in my crew, my groups, I'm always the most adventurous when it comes to my palate. I dive out there, I gamble. I'm one of those guys that I'll try anything once. I will try anything once. So if you're not familiar with the Korean dish kimchi, try it. Try it. I think I want to start comprising all of the healthy things that we talk about, healthy tips that we discuss here, and see if we can't create a meal or something at the end of the week. Certainly, the knowledge is cool and good enough because it's very educational to know what certain foods do to us. Some of us are lacking in iron. So it's good to know other sources of iron. It's good to know what you eat already or what you pass over, what you skip that contains things that you need. Some of us are deficient when it comes to vitamin K. Did you know that kimchi could be a good source for you and vitamin K? Did you know? Some of us might be lacking fiber in our diet. Nothing like good fiber. Fiber is our poo mate. We could all use a bit of help and assistance when it comes to poo. Nothing cool or cooler than the nice flow of poo. Who thought enjoying poo would be something worth discussing? Well, it certainly is. Nothing like a comforting trip to the restroom. Nothing like it. One of my experiences, in a time or a section where I train real hard, where I really watch my diet, where I really maintain my health and exercise, I notice certain differences, when I switch foods. For example, when I'm on my green leafy thing, spinach, kale, when I'm on my green leafy stuff, sometimes my poo is green. Scared me the first time or two, but I quickly was able to get over that with the good feeling and the ease in which it came out, and I enjoyed it. I also got the benefit of using less toilet paper than normal. Less toilet paper than normal, so a good poo could save you in ways that you wouldn't imagine and or think of. It certainly has done for me. It most certainly have. Yeah, nothing like a good flowing system. Nothing like regular urine. Nothing like doing that number 3 times a day regularly with ease. Also as clean as possible. Vic Williams says, I don't do veggies. Sorry. Don't be sorry. Be careful. A poor veggie diet can cause all sorts of things that you won't be excited about in the future. Yes. I have to look toward and forward. Divine Bebop, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. club. This is where all the magic takes place. At the start of the day. At the start of the day. All right. That's how we like to get our day started. Let's dive into Vic says 57 years strong. I'm going to need to hear that from your physician, sir. That's where I'm going to need to hear that from. Ms. Walker says, my daughter suffers from immune deficiency, anemia, to where she takes liquid iron daily, and any suggestions on other ways she can get iron into her system naturally with foods, including liver. Well, we will certainly take the time to do some homework for her. Ms. Walker is a regular member at our 5 a.m. club here, and she has a concern. And guess what? We will address it. We will address it. We will find other ways and sources of getting daily iron into that baby girl of hers. We most certainly will. You make sure you're here tomorrow morning. We'll dedicate a specific section. That will be our health discussion tomorrow morning. We will be discussing different ways in which we can obtain iron. It's nothing like having different options to achieve, a consistent goal, because sometimes we get bored with things. Sometimes we get bored with things. Before I dive into that, also, if any of you guys right now have any suggestions on different sources of iron that we can get into that baby girl, you guys feel free. Include it here in the chat. But I will certainly take the time and dedicate a specific amount of energy toward furthering my knowledge of getting iron to our bodies. Yeah, but it's always cool to have different routes, different things, different ways to go about achieving a particular goal. Breaks up the monotony. It's nothing like options, makes things easier, in my experience, in my opinion. Makes things easier, I sure appreciate more than one way to accomplish a particular goal. All right. So you guys make sure y'all tap those like buttons on the way in here. If you haven't already, certainly do so now. It is greatly appreciated. We're going to dive on over to finances here right now. We're going to get into some finances here. The U.S. government is at a $31.4 trillion debt. We are at the ceiling of debt here. We have reached an all-time high. We are $31.4 trillion in debt. And if I'm speaking German to any of you guys, I'll explain 3 ways that $31.4 trillion deficit can affect you. Jerron Kelly says, print more money. Well, Mr. Kelly, that is partially and probably the reason we're in such bad financial shape as we speak. It has no value anyways. Very close to being the truth. Very close to being the truth. In terms of value, the U.S. dollar lost 98% of its purchasing power since 1971. 98% of its purchasing power has been lost since 1971. It's very, very weak. Very weak. So 3 ways that our $31.4 trillion debt could affect us. Number 1, freezing social support. A lot of Americans rely on social support. for good reason. Social support includes federal payments of any kind. Veterans, if there are any veterans here, veterans benefits. Veterans benefits could be affected when we're talking about the freezing of social support. Public health, these are things that are all important to us. People fought for this country. People fought for some of our rights and freedoms. They should not be affected by our $31.4 trillion debt. They should not be affected. Yeah, I'm no government official, nor do I care to be, but maybe those thoughts should change, because, if we're going to be pissing off that kind of money, maybe I should be a part of that. Maybe I should have some say-so in that. Maybe we should wake all those guys in the White House up. Maybe we should wake up these politicians at 5 a.m. and give them the business. Let them know we are not happy with the things that you guys are doing with our funds. Jerron Kelly, our degree holder in finance and economics, says that crazy a good nursing home costs $5,000 a month, when average people only get $1,500 a month in Social Security. That is a very excellent point. Very excellent point, which is why we should be paying attention to these things. I know a lot of us are not even financially stable enough to even think about this. JD, good morning. Fort Worth, Texas in the building. Let's get that up there, Mr. Kelly. It's a good game. If they really stop Social Security payments in 2035, we're going to be going to be the Book of Eli. Some people don't want to face that. Some of these people will not survive the Book of Eli. Some of you guys won't make it. Some of you girls will be grateful of the guys that you do have, because they'll be the reason that you make it. One of the other ways that we are affected by this $31.4 trillion deficit is market turmoil. Market turmoil. In 2011, Congress approved an extension, which the Treasury really was excited about, because other than that, we were looking at a big crash. We were looking at really tough times. Before the Treasury default, stock market tanked, and S&P 500 index almost went to shit. It took them 6 months. It took the S&P 500 index almost 6 months to recover from that 2011 problem we were facing. And we're right on the brink of it again, just over 10 years later. Just over 10 years later. The crazy thing is, people take advantage of these things. So it's important to know. It's important to know generally. You don't have to be a detail. You don't have to be a finance degree holder like Mr. Kelly here, although it really helps. But I believe everybody should be generally knowledgeable about what's going on here, so you know how it affects you. Republicans are using their vote as leverage for spending cuts. These guys want spending cuts, so they're using their votes as leverage for spending cuts. We need those votes to get this to get this extension. We need time again. Hopefully it don't take another 6 months, but we need time to get this all back on track, to get this back together. The S&P 500 index has been on a 19% decline. They have reported a 19% decline in the year 2022. Just last year, a few months ago, a 19% decline. We are not headed in the right direction. We're not headed in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. The third way that we are affected by this $31.4 trillion deficit is credit cards and mortgage rates. You got it, Mr. Kelly, our finance guy. Credit cards and mortgage rates. Short-term interest is up 0.25 percentage point. A 0.25 percentage point sounds like not a big deal, but if you're a mortgage holder, that makes a big difference. That's been the highest since 2007. And if any of you guys know anything about properties, the market crash, 2007, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a good thing. 401ks, IRAs, or retirement itself is at risk. So if you have a 401k, Ms. Brandon, I'm sure you do, it's at risk here. Ebony Brandon says school districts are in a hole and blaming it on COVID, which I thought would have saved schools money. But who am I? Yeah, I tell you who you are. You're too logical. Stop making all that sense. Stop making all that sense, Ebony. You start making sense, it's all bad. It's all bad. You get to making sense. Yeah, you got to get to this gibberish. Yeah, so we got to pay attention. So for you guys, for those of you who don't have 401k plans or IRA accounts, well, first of all, let's just explain what IRA is. IRA is an individual retirement account for you street guys. Individual retirement account. We got to get to it. We've got to get to it. B. Johnson says, I work for a school district. Our district got millions for the COVID. Millions. What did they do with that? How'd that work out? I don't know, but those are three ways in which we're affected. Freezing social support, market turmoil, and credit cards and mortgage rates are at an all-time high. It's just ridiculous out here. It's ridiculous. They're booking us all this interest. Interest rates, are going through the roof. Lenders are charging an arm and a leg and a half of your butt cheek for these loans that they're issuing up. So enough about the problems. Let's get to some possible solutions. Let's get to some possible solutions because, it makes no point to keep talking about the problem. So possible solutions could be maybe you guys could opt for gold IRAs. Gold has been fairly steady. Gold is at the top of the currency charts. There's nothing higher than gold. Nothing higher than gold, and it has been the most steady of investments that you can possibly make. So maybe look into a gold IRA. It allows you to invest in gold instead of stocks, mutual funds, or traditional investments. Gold. Opting for gold IRAs diversifies your portfolio and stabilizes your finances. So any of you guys have these individual retirement accounts, that is something you can look into. That's something to look into. Yeah, our dollar is so weak and it's steadily on the decline. We have to start thinking about different options. We have to start thinking about different options. G. Kelly says, taxed now and not when you pull money. Yeah, we lose bread. Old City Kane said, would it be the best to pull it out before it loses its value, 401k or Roth? Yeah, like G. Kelly said, pulling it out is a penalty. 40% is a hell of a penalty to pay. So I would consider, opting for, for the gold iris. Not only does it diversify your portfolio, but it steadies, it stabilizes your finances. So far, that is, one of the only, not only, but, a possible solution. We've got to be careful out here. We have got to be careful. Some people don't even think that far ahead. Some people couldn't fathom the thought of retirement. Some people have no idea how they can retire or if they're going to retire. Some people have nothing to retire from. So we got to get on it, people. We got to get on it. Doggone it. B. Johnson says, been rocking a Roth IRA, the Vanguard, since 1997. How's that working for you, B? Talk to us. Are you another unsatisfied customer like the rest of us? G. Kelly says the market will never go down forever. These white millionaires won't allow it. Yeah. Whatever color you are, and sure most of them are of Caucasian descent, but anybody who's into money, they certainly want to protect their interests. G. Kelly says, my parents benefited from the market being 1K in 1988. And if you didn't put a single dollar in anymore since 1988, you would have 30K now. Very good game. We're going to put that on up there so some of you guys can read that again. That's why it's important to pay attention to these things. And I also like to point out the fact that he said my parents, and which means that's how things work, ladies and gentlemen. If you know nothing about stocks or mutual funds or 401k plans or IRAs, start now. Forget about what you didn't know yesterday. Start now, because that is where a foundation is beginning. That is where your kids are going to get the hunger and knowledge and education from. They're going to get it from you. They're going to follow you. Children typically model themselves after the closest thing to them, and nothing is more closer to children than their parents. That's just what it is. Nothing's more closer to children than their parents. Speaking of children being close to their parents, that pulls us into this segment of the day, all things positive. Today's positive video is brought to you by me, OOBLZ at Instagram. Bad Boy Blaze. Let's dive into it. Today's positive video of the day. All things positive. Here you go. Thought that was awesome. Which is the point of that segment. All things positive. Brought to us by All Things Good on Instagram. We appreciate you guys for with all the negativity in the world, with all of the terrible things going on, with all of the crises that we happen to be facing. It's good to see positivity here and there. It's good to know that there's people dedicated to strictly good things, positivity. So we'll try to do that here once a day. Just give us a little bit of light, something bright, something to keep us smiling, something to keep us exciting. All things positive. Kids are very observant in that instance. That young man was, mimicking his father, as we pointed out here early. G. Kelly mimicking his father and mother by staying versed in the world of finance, by paying attention. It's a great job, G. Kelly. That's an excellent job done by your parents. So shout out to them, certainly. Hopefully they're still around. And if so, you give them a call this morning. Remind them that you love them, you appreciate them, and you tell them Blaze said so. It's very awesome, folks. Showtime the comedian. Good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Club. Pure Leaf. I have no idea what Yizzo is, but feel free to explain it. Good morning and welcome to the 5 a.m. Club at any rate. Grand Rising. I have no idea what that is. All right. You remember the piece of an acronym standing for positive energy always creates elevation. All right, good. Glad to see the word positive in it. Still didn't make sense, but I'm glad to see the word positive. Yeah, no. D Pool, top of the morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Club. Excited to have you here. Excited. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's good that there's people out here, man, that focus on positivity. It's good that there's people out here who are concerned about the mental health of other people. Flip Liz, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Club. Glad you made it. It's very awesome to know that people are just about general goodness. There's still people out there. So if you're having a bad day, remember, there's something or someone out there dedicated to the positivity of you, your well-being, and your mental health. There's someone out there. And speaking of health overall, we're going to take a second here to get into our physical health leader of our group here at the 5 a.m. Club. It is none other than Barry Beige himself. Y'all make some noise and give a round of applause for Barry Beige for keeping us motivated. Stand on top of his game, mentally and physically. For you guys that are new here, every Monday morning we talk about weekly goals. We discuss our weekly goals in depth. We are not here to pile things on our back to give us missions impossible, but we're certainly here for no walks in the park. Not figuratively speaking, because we should take walks in the park. But I mean, we don't give ourselves goals that we know we can just ease and breeze through. We give ourselves somewhat of a challenge with the hopes of accomplishing these things. In most cases we do, and oftentimes we don't. But either way, nothing beats a failure but a try, and there are no failures here. So without further ado, we'll give our motivational guy, Barry Beige, a shout and a motivational push for anybody who needs it.
From the depths of the sea, back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg, funky, yeah, the doc went solo on that ass, but it's still the same. Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane. Follow me, but don't lose your grip. 9 trizzy, the year's there for me to fuck up shit. So I ain't holding nothing back, and motherfucker, I got 5 on the 20 sack. It's like that, and as a matter of fact.
If anybody's acting like you can't do or like you're on some bullshit, fuck them. 5 a.m., baby.
Oh, sorry, I got into the music. Snoop Dogg had me bobbing over here. Bobbing to the beat to Dr. Drizzy. Dr. Dre. Yeah, man, shout out to Barry, man. Keep it going, man. Flip Liz, man, you get that drop together, man. Don't forget. Don't hesitate to shoot it to me. Anybody else got any drops they want to add for the 5 a.m. club? Whether it be, you working out or whether you just want to do a general drop. Shouting out the 5 a.m. club here and what we do. Feel free to do it. Send it to my DM. See if we can't get that thing on here rolling. Yeah. Find the needs. That's what we got going. Staying positive is hard, but vital right now, says Dwayne Poole. Absolutely. And G. Kelly counters and say, listen, loan officer jobs are disappointing, bro. I work for 4 of the largest Chicago banks. Yeah, Dwayne, listen, staying positive. It's not hard. We got to make it easy. Times get hard, but we have choices. Only worry about things, or don't worry about anything. But if you have concerns about anything, let it be something that you have let it be something you have control over. I'm sorry. Don't stress or worry about things you have no control over. Don't. Brings worry. Worry brings fear, and fear is crippling. Fear is crippling. Don't let it happen. Stay on top of it. B. Johnson, on those kettlebell swings, Barry focused on that hip hinge. You better believe it. You had better believe it. He owned it, doggone it. Constant elevation causes expansion, says B. Johnson. Rakim. Keep going, family. Yes, we most certainly will. And those are wise words from one of the Godfathers. Rakim, shout out to him. Shout out to him. All right. So let's get right to it. Let's get on over to exceptional people in history. Exceptional people in history today. We have Arturo Schomburg. Arturo Schomburg was born in 1874 and passed in 1938. Arturo Schomburg was a historian. We'll get that up there for you guys. In case anybody want to dive into Arturo. Our Rican partner. Our Puerto Rican partner, Arturo, of African and German blood. Okay. Let's yeah, just bear with me here. Arturo Schomburg. I think that's right. If I misspelled his name, anybody forgive me, and certainly don't hesitate to correct. Arturo Schomburg, historian. Very important. He grew up in Puerto Rico. 1891, he moved to New York as a law clerk. Arturo Schomburg asked his teacher in early years of education, why aren't there any black people in these history books? In which his teacher replied, black people have no history, Mr. Schomburg. Arturo knew that this terrible person had to be deceiving him. Arturo knew that that could not be true, that that was bullshit if he'd never heard it. I mean, black people don't have any history. Everyone has history. So Arturo took it upon himself to research and study the history of black folks, which was a part of him and his blood. Arturo said, no, no, no. I won't accept it. I won't accept it. So he started a library with his extensive research. You know, he learned about other black entrepreneurs, other black intellects. He was excited to a bunch of Benjamin Banneker's and, you know, and to read that there was a black man who created the first clock, which further fueled him to learn more about his culture, his people, his ancestors. Knowledge is an advantage, says Showtime the comedian, and you are absolutely correct. So shout out to Arturo Schomburg. Thank you for not taking stupid answers as an answer. Shout out to him. And in light of that, you know, we got to be very careful sometimes, man. People tell you things, or people say something. If it doesn't suit your soul, get a second opinion. I'm a firm believer in that. I get a second opinion on everything. Before I purchase car insurance, get at least 3 quotes. Before I make any purchase of magnitude, for that matter, I get at least 3 quotes. I wouldn't care if we're talking about a pair of sneakers, they're over a few $100s. I'm going to get at least 3 quotes. You better believe it. You had better believe it. If your mother tells you she loves you, get a second opinion. You never know. All right, you never know. So, you know, that's certainly a lesson. Our next exceptional person in history, our featured woman for this morning, is Charlotte E. Ray. Charlotte E. Ray, born in 1850, died in 1911. Charlotte E. Ray was an attorney, a lawyer. Can you believe a lawyer? So you guys out here hearing all of these complaints from these kids nowadays. You know, let's get Charlotte up here. Charlotte. Complaining about what they can or can't do, or these guys are girls with low drives. Imagine being an attorney in 1850. Imagine being an attorney at any time, but most of all, 1850, with everything stacked up against this woman, she became something that no one thought that she could become. How exciting was that? And again, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history and background on this woman. Her mother helped slaves escape to the north using the Underground Railroad. Her father was a minister and abolitionist. Worked as a newspaper editor. So again, we talk about the importance of parents. Number one, she had two parents. That was a two-parent household. Very important. Very important if you can at all help it. Make sure that you raise your kids in a two-parent household, preferably a solid union. One such as marriage will certainly help out. But like I said, with the guidance and model behavior of her parents, we got a lawyer out of the deal. You know, it's imperative that we do the best we can with our kids. Barry Beige, man, get to it. I know you got to get to work, man. I appreciate you, love you, support you. Keep up the good work and stick with us, man. I'll see you tomorrow morning. It's very important, man, that we stick to, we provide the best possible foundation for our children. We talked about G. Kelly earlier. He, has his degree in finance and so on and so forth. Talked about knowledge and information that he received from his parents. Very beautiful story, very, very beautiful situation. Those are the things that we have to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the things that we have to offer our children, offer ourselves. You know what I mean? That's because our children are extensions of ourselves. Honey C, have a beautiful day as well. Thank you for your daily participation in the 5 a.m. club. We hope you have an excellent remainder of the day, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. We most certainly do. We can't talk enough about the importance of parental contributions. And a lot of times, it doesn't happen in our community, but we need to make it happen more often. Tito Helper, good morning and welcome to the 5 a.m. club. Glad to have you. Very important, very important. Monitor your actions as a human being. If you have children, it is that much more important, because the best way we can guide and teach our children is by model behavior. Model behavior, show them by actions what they should or could be doing. Fellas, be very careful who you choose as a mate to lay down and have a baby with. And ladies, it is equally as important for you to choose who you allow to impregnate you. It is very important. All right. So, that's been our hour here today at the 5 a.m. club. I certainly appreciate all that are in attendance, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit this like button. Take the time to hit that like button. It does wonders for the video. It certainly helps with the algorithm, and it helps get that push. It helps give us that push that we need to get this video out there for us to reach other 5 a.m. members. Certainly the more the merrier when we're talking about a group of folks like ourselves, full of positivity and encouragement. These are the things we need. These are the small changes we can make to make this world a better place. And don't forget that if you get anything from the show, all contributions are helpful. They demonetize me over here because, I don't know, maybe we're making too much sense, but we don't care. This is not for us to get rich in finance. This is for us to get rich in spirit and health. And of course, finances help with that. But if you got anything from the show today,
I take cash out, Venmo, Zelle, EBT. take cash out. I take cash out. Venmo, Zelle, EBT, ooh, EBT. I take cash out.
All right, man. That's what it is, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have excellent days moving forward. Starting one day at a time. That is today. So have a beautiful day. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Peace.